Khαίrete, friends. Welcome to Classics in Color, your weekly dive into some of the ancient world's wackiest facts. I'm Mark Graves, and today we're going to be diving into everybody's favorite topic, menstruation, and specifically how it was perceived and managed in ancient Rome. My major sources for this video are two books, In Bed with the Ancient Greeks by Paul Crystal and Running the Roman Home by Kroom. First of all, how did women manage their periods before they had tampons and cups and all of the things that we have nowadays? Well, first of all, probably they had a lot of different methods, especially if we look at different locations and different time periods. I'm sure there was plenty of variation. There's also the problem that this wasn't something that was talked about a whole bunch. It's not like all of our famous literary authors that have survived from the time wrote detailed instructions on how to insert things or how to manage one's menstruation. So there's probably a lot of information that we are missing, but I'll give you some things that we do know. One method that we think the ancient Egyptians used was basically taking softened papyrus and shoving it up there, basically like a rudimentary tampon. I'm kind of having trouble picturing this one. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. All I can see is like some softened paper pulp that you just like shoved up your vagina. And that doesn't sound very effective, but maybe I'm picturing this incorrectly. Also, the ancient Greeks used a method where they basically wrapped lint around like a wooden rod and then stuffed that up there, again, kind of tampon-like. So I guess you'd like take a rod of wood, a bit like a dildo, and just stick that up there. That to me sounds slightly more effective, although more uncomfortable. And then finally, both the Greeks and the Romans probably just used like scrap rags, kind of the most straightforward thing. I'm not entirely clear though on whether these would have been shoved up there, again, tampon-like, or if they just would have kind of been like situated underneath more like a sanitary napkin. Maybe both methods were used and it just kind of depends. Men in the ancient world had all kinds of misogynistic thoughts and feelings about women and women's bodies and organs, and even the more liberal-minded among them still had some very misguided opinions about how everything worked down there. Although, to give them a little bit of a break, people in the ancient world had misguided opinions about pretty much everything, not just women. But I thought it would be fun for us to look at some of the wildest opinions that were given about women's menstruation. And most of the quotes that I'm about to read come from Pliny the Elder. So he is a Roman author. He wrote a natural history. So it's this big, giant book that's supposed to be a compendium of basically all human knowledge. So from magnets to volcanoes to menstruation, apparently. And I will say that probably not all of the claims that he makes does he actually believe. Some of these he's probably skeptical of. He's just reporting them because he's heard other people say them, just to get him a little bit of slack, a little bit of benefit of the doubt, because some of these are very, very silly. If a woman strips herself naked while she is menstruating and walks around a field of wheat, the caterpillars, worms, beetles, and other vermin will fall off the ears of corn. Young vines, too, it is said, are injured irredeemably by the touch of a woman in this state, and both rue and ivy, plants possessed of highly medicinal virtues, will die instantly upon being touched by her. I have to state, in addition, that bees, it is a well-known fact, will forsake their hives if touched by a menstruous woman. That linen boiling in the cauldron will turn black, that the edge of a razor will become blunted, and that copper vessels will contract a fetid smell and become covered with verdigris on coming in contact with her. A mare big with foal, if touched by a woman in this state, will be sure to miscarry. Not only will a woman who's menstruating kill plants, insects, animals, but apparently sex with a woman at such a period being noxious and attended with fatal effects to the man. So essentially you'll die if you have sex with her on her period. Again, to be fair to Pliny, he doesn't just record all of the evil things that a period can do. He does also include a list of the magical but positive things that menstruation can cause on its environment. So let's take a look. There is no limit to the marvelous powers attributed to females. For in the first place, hailstorms, they say, whirlwinds and lightning lightning even will be scared away by a woman uncovering her body while her monthly courses are upon her. The same too with all other kinds of tempestuous weather. And out at sea, a storm may be lulled by a woman uncovering her body merely, even though not menstruating at the time. Moreover, although if a woman has sex with a man while she's on her period, she'll kill him. If she touches people with certain diseases, they will be healed. Because many writers say that painful as it is, there are certain remedial properties in this fluid. That it is a good plan, for instance, to use it as a topical application for gout, and that women, while menstruating, can give relief by touching scrofulous sores and imposthumes of the parotid glands, inflamed tumors, erysipelas, boils, and deflections of the eyes. So sorry for the pronunciations there at the end, but hopefully you enjoyed the rest of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, which of those claims do you find the most entertaining? And if you're a woman, how would you go about managing your business if napkins and tampons suddenly disappeared tomorrow? Because I would not be a happy camper. Special thank you as always to subscribers and to Patreon members, and I hope to see all of you again next week. Χαίρετε.